in studio this morning is the dude, the one and only Lenny Dykstra. This is a look at his new book right here. Lenny, good morning, my friend. How are you?
Great.
So, new book is out, a memoir, Life on the Edge, House of Nails. Why the book? Why now?
Well, I mean, I've been asked to write a book a lot for many years, but I was never really ready to put it all out there. And so there's been so much written about me, and so many things that there needed to be three of me for it to be true. So no, I just wanted to write. It's basically about a baseball player, but it's not about baseball per se. It's about life, man. I mean, it's the peaks and the valleys, and I basically planted the flag at Mount Kilimanjaro, and I slept in the depths of Death Valley, and so it's it's sad, it's happy. I mean, like Stephen King says on the front cover, he says it's
tough, straight, upsetting, strangely beautiful.
And strangely beautiful, and then one more he says,
one of the best sports autobiographies I've ever read.
I didn't say that, Stephen King
Stephen
did.
King said that.
And not me. But no, because you know what? I tried to get a ghostwriter, and God himself couldn't have written in my voice, you know? So I'm not really a good writer too good, so I had to grind
Sure.
I did. So there was blood on the keyboards every night, dude. 6 months I'd lock because I took it serious. I'm putting my life out there, and I talked to my family before I did it first, and when they're okay with it, I only do things one way, the right way. So if I'm going to write this book, it's all real, it's true, and it's what really happened.
Well, a big part of your life, one of the sadder parts, is the rise and the fall, especially in the financial and business industry. Talk about that, and is there anything from there that you would have changed?
Well, I didn't get stupid overnight, but what I did do is I actually found a new drug, and it was money. And so I had a lot of balls in the air, and yeah, my bank that I was banking with, the biggest banking collapse in the history of this country,
Right.
Washington Mutual, my insurance company, AIG, the biggest insurance, it goes bankrupt. But see, I have to take a little bit of ownership and responsibility because I had so many deals going, and if I wouldn't spread so thin, it wouldn't have happened. So I don't blame anybody, but what I can do is learn from it and move forward. And that's why, by the way, the book, the copyright is called Third Chapter, LLC, because the first chapter of my life went about as good as it gets. Second chapter went about as bad as it gets. And the third one hasn't been written. So it's like in a baseball game, it only matters how it ends. You got to get the last out. So I still got control there. I like that.
So you're in the third chapter of your life.
Yeah.
You were released from prison in 2013. What's the third chapter like right now?
That's a good point there. See, what I wanted to do is I wanted to make sure that I had time behind me before I came out and wrote, I found God and everything is great. And by the way, I'm looking for God. I just don't know how you, So the ending of that book is I say, what will that life look like? I say, how do I know? Unpredictable. That's been the story of my life. But it's going to be positive stuff, and it's going to be something where I appreciate my kids and being present, opposed to always looking for the next deal.
Mm-hmm. So life, your third chapter here, getting better.
Yeah, real better, a lot way
Okay.
better. The bottom line is what I realize is money, as much as I thought I was great because I bought people this or that, I wasn't really present, even though I was thinking about the next deal. And so it became a big race to get more, and the money gods or the life gods came down and punished me hard and put me in a cage, 2 years.
Sure.
And that was rough, bro.
So let's go back to your playing days then, which was a better time for you. Obviously starting with the 1986 Mets, you win a title there. Then you come to the Philadelphia Phillies, a good run there. But all the while, and you've been outspoken about this, about taking steroids, trying to give yourself a leg up on the competition. Yeah. Is there anything about that you regret?
Well, my story is a little different. I'm not trying to justify it, but I'm a little guy, and I was way ahead of the curve on steroids. In fact, I didn't even know what the doctor was going to give me. I just know that playing every day, I didn't forget how to hit. I just physically wasn't capable of withstanding the schedule. I got too weak. So I told this dog, I lived in Mississippi, by the way, and like people do live there too. And so I went to Yellow Pages, I hunted down a doctor, and I explained to him, like, I'm going to be the everyday player for the Philadelphia Phillies. I got a chance to make millions of dollars. I need something to keep the weight on me. I don't need you to teach me how to play baseball. I can do that. So he wrote this prescription for Decadurabolin, and he said, come back, I'll show you how to inject it. I said, inject it? What? Yeah, like the harpoon comes out, and next thing I know, I'm leading the league in hitting on the cover of Sports Illustrated, and I make the All-Star team. Does it work? Coincidence? I mean, look, they work, and when they work and there's money involved, people are going to do them.
What do you think about the way it's being handled now in
sports?
sports?
I mean, it's good. There's no drugs in baseball no more. But, I mean, like, if there are, very few and far between, because guys know the teams will just eliminate them. So that doesn't mean there shouldn't be excitement. I kind of think the game needs to kind of turn the volume up a little bit. It just seems a little bit boring, you know?
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, Bryce Harper is a guy who wants to make the game more fun again. The money, when you were here in Philadelphia, started to get better. You signed a pretty big contract.
Yeah.
Now the money is extraordinary. It's ridiculous. Well, you're a money guy. What do you think about the salaries and contracts?
I mean, look, I'm happy for the players because that means that the owners got plenty of money, but just because you get paid a certain amount of money doesn't mean you shouldn't still play right. So when I watch games now, I see players that don't know how to play, meaning, or they know how to play, they're just too selfish to play right. And at the end of the day, they cheat the fans, they cheat the organization, their teammates, and ultimately themselves. Because you play right or wrong, there's no middle. Like, the game's played off the scoreboard, counts should dictate what you do, and all those things matter. And see, that's why you're seeing managers now aren't the kind of aggressive managers like a Fergosi, or because players really have the upper hand. What do you do, bench a guy that's making $20 million?
That's a good point.
It's tough. I mean, but again, like, I'm happy for the players to make the money, but should they make the money in their 30s, like when they're done? It's like a little confusing to me, but I just like to see the game like get some more, like Bryce Harper. He got buried for saying they wanted, like, the game should be fun.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we had fun, man. When we played, I mean, it was so fun to see the fans of Philadelphia come out to that yard every day, and like we drew like 3.6 million people, and like nobody wanted to come to the vet to play us, man. Nobody.
It's a tough place to play.
Yeah, and the fans, you know, when you're winning, see, playing in Philadelphia, either they love you if you play right, or they're going to let you know that they don't love you. And that's what I love about Philadelphia, and the fans, like you guys on second base, you get them over, the fans clap, even though you make it out, because they know how it works. You know?
Smart fan base.
Yeah, it's just I mean, this is my kind of group, man. This is my kind. I love playing here.
Well, Philadelphia still holds that '93 team in high regard. What was it like playing with some of those guys? Dalton, Kruk, Schilling.
Yeah.
That was a wild clubhouse.
Yeah. Well, then we had Incaviglia, allergic to leather, you know, meaning, but best 5 o'clock hitter, you know, he could.
Sure.
But then we had
Hollins. You had a whole group, crazy group.
And then you had that guy at the end of the game, like, would turn like Mitch. Oh. Then, like,
you still have nightmares about it?
Oh, it's like I said, going to prison was like a fantasy camp compared to playing behind you, man. I mean, like, he would stretch the game so long, dude. Keep my friends afterwards waiting, and the whole like schedule would get like detoured, you know?
Yeah.
Not good.
What was your fondest moment, fondest memory of playing here in Philadelphia?
You know, winning the National League Championship when we beat the Braves, because like I didn't like the Braves. I mean, even though my son Luke, who's 20, plays for the Braves, he got drafted real high, and like when we knew we were going to the World Series, it was awesome because we went from last place to first place, and it was just a great year, man. And the fans, I think they appreciate that team almost more than any of the team that's been here, you know.
Here's the book. Lenny Dykstra's new book, House of Nails, is out now. Go check it out, Lenny. We appreciate the time, my friend.
All right, man. All right.
Lenny Dykstra.